Hi everyone, happy weekend. How have you been this week? How is it going? My name is Agave Agatha and I'm here on Light African Podcast. Today we'll be diving into history and it's a section whereby we bring history to life in a very simple and context way. Okay, so now I want you to imagine waking up in a world whereby a particular sickness travels from city to city and there is no cure for it. There is no clear explanation, just confusion everywhere. Wherever you turn to, you just find out that it is all about fear and they are even scared to move. This was one of the darkest moments in the African history, the Black Deaths. The Black Death began in the 30s, specifically 1346, where it was spread by rats and fleas in crowded cities. Now, this spread through Europe, Asia, and some parts of Africa where no one found cure about it. The people were confused. They were so curious to know what really happened and what was the cause of the disease. Some persons believe it was airborne disease, some believe they were cursed, and then some persons also believe that it was a punishment of the sins they've committed. This happened for a very long period of time, and within a short while, families were being wiped out, people died, doctors tried their possible best, but there was no cure for it. Now, the story of the Black Death is a story of a perfect storm because the doctors tried their best, and then at that point, there was nothing like antibiotics or bacteria, so people did not understand what was happening. And there were no modern hospitals like we have nowadays with experienced doctors. We did not have such at that period. People were very, very confused. Some persons were using the herbal medicine, some persons tried traditional worshippers, and then some people also tried the prayers, but nothing could cure this. Over the time, 2 millions of lives were lost in a short while due to this Black Death disease. Family disappeared, the streets were shut down, everyone was scared, nobody was going to work, they all stayed in. But then something happened in the midst of all of these things. They tried so many patterns and they could discover that when they separate the affected ones from those that were healthy, the fewer they get affected. And so they tried that method. They separated those that were affected from the healthy ones, and within time the sickness reduced. With time the sickness reduced, and so this method was also known as isolation method. And at that point they kept it for a very long period of time and saw that it reduced. Also, ships that were traveling from affected places were made to stay outside ports for 40 days before entering the cities. This also helped them reduce the sickness. Eventually, the Black Death began to fade away, not because it was cured, but isolation helped them. Isolation helped them reduce this disease, and so they used that period to observe. And then, within a short period of time, the disease faded and got weak, and then people were less affected. When it happened that way, the people began to understand the importance of healthcare, the importance of hygiene, and they started working on it. Over the times, after the incident had happened, the people learned about public health speaking, where they learned healthcare, how to be neat and keep their environment very, very healthy. And this is the story of the Black Death. It is not just a story of loss, but a story of resilience, change, and learning new things. Until next episode, do what to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Like, comment, and drop your opinion about it. Until then, gracias. See ya.